Have them sit right next to the camera and then angle your body away from them, but keep your eyes on them. This creates a very dynamic cross with your body that really brings out your eyes, and it looks very good on camera. Hey friends, John here, and welcome to The Martial Actor. Today we're gonna go over how to make a self-tape for an audition. Now, for those of you that don't know, a self-tape is basically just a recorded audition that you film yourself and then submit for an online casting call. And they're very common nowadays, so knowing how to do a good one is essential if you're trying to make it as an actor. Let's jump right in. Step number 1 is to set up your space. In order to film a self-tape, you need a camera, a microphone, lighting, a backdrop, and editing software. Now, I know that may sound like a lot, but if you think outside the box and use a little bit of creativity, you can pull it together. For example, if you have a smartphone, you already have access to both a camera and a microphone. As far as lighting goes, you don't need fancy studio lights. Natural lighting works perfectly. All you need is a big window. For a backdrop, I wouldn't spend too much time thinking about it. Just get a solid colored wall that doesn't distract from you or your performance. As far as editing software goes, we'll get back to that in a later step. Pro tip, avoid white backdrops. White backdrops can wash you out and make you look a little pale. They just don't look as good on camera. I would try using a darker background or like an off-white if you can find it. If you are going to invest in equipment for your self-tapes, I would recommend investing in a microphone first. It's much easier to use the camera on a phone and natural light from a window than it is to fix poor sound quality. Step number 2 is to slate. The most important thing to do when you're slating is to follow the instructions. If they don't give you any instructions in the audition guidelines, simply look directly into the camera lens and say your name, your representation, if you have any, and the character you're reading for. Do not give them any more information, such as your age or your race. All of the other relevant information for you should already be on your resume. Step number 3 is to record your audition. Now you just treat it like any other normal audition. If you want some tips and tricks about how to audition well, I'll include a link to my audition video in the description below. Getting technical, when you're recording your audition, you want to make sure your eyeline is just off camera. So think either 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock. You don't want to be looking directly at the lens. Another thing is you absolutely must have a reader. So grab a friend, grab a parent, grab a roommate, grab anyone, and just have them read the lines that your character is reacting to. If push comes to shove and you absolutely cannot find anyone, you can just record yourself saying the lines and then splice it into the video, although this is much harder to pull off. Pro tip, when you get a reader, have them sit right next to the camera and then angle your body away from them, but keep your eyes on them. This creates a very dynamic cross with your body that really brings out your eyes, and it looks very good on camera. Step number 4 is to relax. I know a lot of actors that get very stressed about auditions, and so self-tapes are great because you can do as many takes as you want in order to get it right. On the flip side, I know a lot of actors that do take after take after take after take for a self-tape. And eventually you get tired and the acting starts getting worse. So what I recommend doing is filming your first take and then watching it back. That way, 1, you can look and see if there are any technical mistakes that you need to fix, and 2, you can evaluate your performance. See what you liked, see what you didn't, change what you didn't like, and then record it again and use that second take. Step number 5 is to edit and send. When you're editing your self-tape, you should have a maximum of 2 shots, the slate and the performance. You don't want to be heavily editing your performance. You want your performance to be one continuous take. That's good because you don't have to spend a lot of time editing your self-tape. Now, when it comes to free editing software to use, there are a lot to choose from. If you have an iPhone, you already have iMovie preloaded. You can use Lightworks, you can use DaVinci Resolve, you can use Filmora. Literally just Google free online video editor and you'll find something to use. Now, when it comes to sending in the self-tape, you need to make sure that you're following the instructions. If you don't follow the instructions, they're just going to take your self-tape out of the running before they even see your performance. So, again, follow the instructions. If they don't provide any instructions, make sure your file size is no larger than 50 megabytes and just send it to them via Dropbox. And if they don't specify instructions for how to save the file, just name it your name _ the role you're reading for. And that's it for today. So take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time.